Tonight, I'm going to use my new outdoor kitchen. I'm excited to get it started, to see if this is really going to work like I think it is. So I'm going to make a full course meal out here, and we're just going to get started. We're going to make, it's basically a rotisserie style chicken, but what we're going to do is I have one of those Emerril Lagrassi combo pressure cooker air fryers. And we're going to have mashed potatoes and gravy and stovetop stuffing, because I don't feel like tearing up bread. But anyway, here we go. So I guess what I first need to do, I guess, is tell you what the ingredients are, because they're really simple and you should already have it already. We're going to use one whole chicken, and it's probably maybe 3 pounds, 2.5, 3 pounds. We're going to need some kosher salt, or whatever kind of salt you like. Salt, you know, it's your preference. And some Tony Treacher's Creole seasoning, or just Creole seasoning of your choice. You know, whatever you have, it'll all work. And some potatoes, some stovetop stuffing, and some chicken broth, and some butter, and a little bit of milk, which I forgot to take out, but that's later. So what first thing we're going to do is we're going to pressure cook this chicken for, I believe it's 20 minutes. It may be 15, but we'll look on the pot when we start. So first thing I'm going to do is go get some water, because in order to pressure cook, you need to have 2 or 3 cups of water. It's 2 cups. Okay, I've got my 2 cups of water, and I'm going to sit it right down in there. We're going to open our chicken. Set that aside. Okay, we're going to check and make sure there's no giblets or anything. It didn't say there was, and there's not, so we're good there. We're going to make sure, absolutely sure, that there's nothing in there. And then I'm going to cut the butt, just cut it straight across, get it out of there. Okay, now my butt's cut off, and I'm going to take this fat down here, because I mean, you can leave it on, it's not that big a deal, but I always take it off just because. Alright, we're going to take that off. And we're going to sit our chicken just straight down in there, no seasoning, no nothing. We're just going to put it in there. And then we're going to put this lid on it, our pressure cooker lid, and you hear that click, and it stops, and you hear it beep, then you know you're good. And then on the top, it has open and closed. You want to make sure that that's closed. It should close when you lock it, but it is closed. We're ready to go. Okay, my particular model has a chicken button, so I just push the chicken button. It comes up with 15 minutes, which means you're going to need 10-15 minutes for it to build pressure, then 15 minutes of cooking time, which this will run down, and then another 5 to 10 minutes for the release valve to let all the air out so that you can open the cooker. Okay. Right now, we're down to 0, and it's going to start slowly releasing pressure. And it's going to open right up, and then we're just going to reach in here, and try to take this chicken out. Which isn't working. go. Take this chicken out. We're gonna set it right here. Let it drain for a second. Now I've got a towel up under my drain rack, and that's just to let any excess water off of the chicken. And then I'm gonna take this good broth right here, and I'm gonna pour some in this pan and make me some gravy to go on my potatoes and stuffing. And the rest I need to pour out. Okay, I made some gravy water, and I dumped the rest of this out, or the rest of the water out of the pot. And now I'm just going to take my Tony's and I'm going to sprinkle it all over it. You don't need to add salt or anything because this stuff is really salty on its own. So it should be plenty salted enough. We got to get it flipped. Get this side coated. Alright. And then we're going to flip it back over because you want to have the thighs on top. And you want I'm going to cut some more of that off. I'm going to set this down inside. Then I'm going to clean my hands off because they're full of Tony's. And I'm going to set this lid. Now, the air fryer, which has to sit right on that. You'll hear that beep when it's right. And then we're going to hit the air fry. It has a air fry button, and we're just going to hit that air fry button. It's going to come up with 20 minutes, but we want to cook it longer than 20 minutes, so we're going to go to the timer, and we're going to add about 35 minutes. And we're going to let that air fry for another 35 minutes, and then we'll be back. All right, we got like 6 minutes left to go, but I'm going to go ahead and check this. And it is looking good. Okay, so I'm going to sit that down, and I'm going to try to flip this over. Oh yeah, we're looking good. I'm going to pull this off, or try to. It's hot. We're going to flip that, and we're just going to use that last 6 minutes to brown that bottom, brown that breast a little bit. Yep, we're going to brown that breast for about 6 more minutes, and we're done. Okay, now we're going to start our potatoes. And as you can see, I put about maybe 2 cups of water in there. I'm only going to cook 4 potatoes, so that's probably going to be plenty. If not, I'll add a little more. All I have to do is cut them right into the pot, because all I'm doing is just making it small enough that it won't take very long for them to boil. That's it. You know, it's way better for you to just leave those peels on it. So I do. And then we're going to add just a little salt to the water. Just give it a little good shake. Put your lid on there and get ready to boil. And now I'm going to do the stuffing, which is really simple because the instructions are on the box. I'm just going to take some stovetop stuffing. And I'm going to sit my pan on this back eye back here. And I'm going to add, what does it say? 1.5 cups of water. I prefer to use chicken bouillon. So that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna use 1.5 cups of chicken broth. And 1/4 cup of butter, or basically 4 tablespoons. Just drop that right in there. Wait for that to boil. And I guess now we can start the gravy. Why not? I have about 2 tablespoons of oil in here. And we're going to let that get hot. And we're going to check. We're going to check on my potatoes. Nope, they're not ready. My oil, I think, is hot. Yeah, it's hot. It's sizzling. Okay. I'm going to put, that's probably 1/8 of a cup of 1/8 of a cup of flour into about 2 tablespoons of oil, and then we're just gonna brown that up, get the lumps out. Nobody likes lumpy gravy. We're going to let that brown. It's getting all nice and brown, bubbly. That's what you're looking for. Then we're going to pour that juice that I saved out of the pressure cooker. And that was 1 full cup. And then we're going to salt. And then we're going to add pepper, and I like a lot of pepper, and Randy does too. So here we go. Okay. All right. And then we're just going to let that cook down and simmer. Okay, now we're going to need to check those potatoes. We're just going to see if they're, yeah, there you go. You just want them fork tender, so they are good to go. I go drain my potatoes, and they're ready to do. And there we go. And that back eye is not all that great either, so This eye is working really good, so we're gonna finish our gravy up here on this front one because I don't want to mess up my gravy. And while we're gonna let that sit for just a second, and I'm gonna open my stove top, and we're just gonna drop that right in the pot. Swirl it around a little. And turn it off. So, now my gravy's nice and bubbly. This is coming together now. It is coming together. Alright. Okay, my gravy's all done. I'm going to turn that eye off. We're gonna put some more pepper in our potatoes. There we go. And we're gonna put some nice rich half and half in there. Now you can use milk, 1%, 2% whole. What you're really looking for is just that mashed potato consistency. We're going to start with that much, and then we're just going to mash. And that looked like just the right amount, half and half, because they are looking good. Look, there you go. If they stick, they're good. And then we like kind of chunky potatoes with gravy, so I'm not going to whip these anymore, but if you wanted to, you could just keep right on mashing until they were smooth. But like I said, we're not going to do that. Look at that, yeah. There we go. There's that one. And then it says to use a fork for your stuffing, so. And it says you just use a fork for your stuffing. Make sure it gets all covered up. Alright, I left this in here to keep it warm while I got the rest of dinner done. And we're going to set this lid aside without breaking it. There we go. And we're going to pull this chicken out. Like so. Ow, little hot, little hot, little hot. Alright. We're going to put it. Flip it. Alright. Just like so. Set that aside. Alright. Now, we're going to cut it. Now, actually, you really don't even need to cut it. It's going to just come apart right by itself. There we go. Gonna get us some gravy. Here we go. We're gonna use the same spoon, and we're just gonna reach in there and get us stuffing. Alright. Put a little gravy on that, because what's life without gravy? There we go. Okay. And then we're going to add some cranberry sauce to our plate. Just like that. It's absolutely the best way. There you go. Dinner is served.